Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, February 6th. A Clipper system caused another coating to a half an inch or so yesterday in and around the Mid-Atlantic region. That has moved off. All attention is now focused on a potential major coastal storm for the northeastern part of the country on Friday and Friday night. That storm has the potential to dump massive amounts of snow in New England and New York State. New York City region could have a mixed bag at the onset, late Thursday night, Friday morning, then a change over to rain, but then a change over to accumulating significant snow on Friday night. A foot or more is possible in and around the New York City region on Friday night into early Saturday. Down the coastal ways in Philadelphia, it too should start as a mixed bag of rain, ice, or snow late Thursday night into early Friday, then change to rain, and then change to accumulating snow on Friday night. Anywhere from a few inches to several inches of snow is possible Friday night in and around the Philadelphia area, especially the northern and western suburbs. DC looks like a mostly rain event for now, but even there it could start as a mixed bag by early Friday morning. A significant coastal storm that bears watching over the next couple of days. Stay tuned to the SIweather.com for updates over the next couple of days. Let's take a look at the latest composite GOES water vapor imagery loop, because it points out the two key players here in terms of the moisture field. First of all, there's a spin in the atmosphere here over Texas. This is the southern disturbance. Now, over the last several days, really since the latter part of last week, we've only had to deal with clippers dropping out of south central Canada, across the northern plains, the upper Midwest, into the Ohio Valley, then the Mid-Atlantic region. Many areas have had day after day of measurable snow, albeit on the very light side. Nonetheless, this is a change in the pattern for Friday. There is a southern disturbance for a change as the southern jet stream is getting more activated. There is a crucial player still in the northern stream here. This moisture here shows the reflection of an upper level feature in the northern stream in the northern part of the U.S. that will play a very critical role in the development of this potential big coastal storm for the northeast U.S. on Friday. Basically, these two very likely will phase together to form a powerful storm by Friday night off the New England coast. Well, here's the latest surface map. Really not much going on, kind of a quiet looking map here. You wouldn't know that there's a potential big storm coming for Friday. But here again is a key player. This is the northern disturbance. But again, there is something now in the southern stream. Both of these will move towards the Mid-Atlantic region, ultimately form a coastal storm off of Hatteras that'll move off the coast south of Long Island by late Friday, then into the Gulf of Maine region by late Friday night. Many of you who are accustomed to following winter storms here in the Northeast know that this kind of a tract is pretty conducive to major snows in and around the I-95 corridor and certainly up the coast a ways, and that certainly is a threat, especially from New York City on north and east. Again, a foot or more is possible Friday night in and around the New York City region, and several inches of snow cannot be ruled out for as far south and west as the Philadelphia region, Philadelphia suburbs, and Boston, for example, this could end up being measured in feet, with certainly 1 to 2 feet on the table in and around the Boston, Massachusetts region. Well, let's start off looking at some computer forecast maps. This is the GFS from last night's Zero-Z model run for Friday morning in the upper atmosphere, the 500 millibar atmosphere, part of the atmosphere, and this is the crucial players here are seen here in terms of short waves in the upper part of the atmosphere. Right here is the northern disturbance we were talking about a moment ago, and here's a reflection of southern disturbance down here in what is becoming more and more active southern branch of the jet stream. This continues to drop down to the south and east from this time frame on. This is Friday morning. By late Friday, it drops to the south and east and kind of joins forces with the southern disturbance to set off a chain of events that will lead to a powerful storm off the New England coast by the time late Friday night rolls around. Let's now jump ahead 12 hours to the GFS forecast map for Friday evening. And here's the upper level pattern for Friday evening from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. A very healthy looking disturbance right here. It's got kind of a negative tilt to it, which is can help to produce significant intensification of a low pressure area that will be moving from around the Hatteras region to off of Long Island and then off the New England coast. a negative tilt, very healthy upper level pattern. Now, one thing that's interesting here, this is from last night's 0Z model run. Now take a look at the change from the earlier model run yesterday morning, the 12Z model run, in the this particular upper level feature. And here it is. Yesterday morning's model run had kind of a little weaker feature off to the north and east compared to the updated version of the model run. This is a subtle difference, but a significant difference. In other words, the very latest GFS model run has a little deeper upper level feature, a little bit farther hanging back to the south and west. All that is ominous for the interior part of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic in terms of snow and ice, as that kind of a change indicates a storm a little closer to the coast and the possibility of some colder air dropping farther to the south in this particular scenario. So we'll continue to follow this kind of a trend here in the GFS model to see if that continues. But again, the latest GFS model run is a little deeper with that upper level feature for the potential storm late Friday. Well, let's now jump to the surface map here for Friday morning. This is from last night's 0Z GFS model run. Here it is. The main storm to worry about on Friday is developing here at this time over the eastern part of North Carolina. Here's a little low pressure area associated with the northern disturbance, and again, that is a crucial player here, as is this tremendously strong cold high pressure system here in southeastern Canada. Always want to have a strong high pressure to the north to supply the cold air and keep the cold air in place if you're interested in a snowstorm in the northeastern part of the country. This is a crucial player, this is a crucial player, and this is the beginnings of the main player here Friday morning. Now notice at this time the rain snow line is just about south of the Philadelphia area into the northern part of Maryland. Some precipitation has broken out. Again, it could be a mixed bag of snow, sleet, freezing rain in and around D.C. and Philadelphia late Thursday night, Friday morning. Same thing in the New York City region. And then this will actually warm up a little bit in the lower levels of the atmosphere, causing a changeover to rain up and down the I-95 corridor from New York City to D.C. But that changes back to snow Friday night as this storm pulls off to the north and east. Let's now jump ahead 12 hours to Friday evening. And here's the 0Z GFS forecast map for Friday evening. That storm rapidly intensifies, moves from the eastern part of North Carolina, south of Long Island, to just south and east of New England here. And again, many of you know that this track here is a very conducive to major snowstorms here in the northeastern part of the country. Now notice another thing happening here with the GFS model. It's got kind of a hangback here, an area to the north and west of the surface low. Much of this will be in the form of snow. It will not be a quick ending storm from this point on. In fact, Friday night looks like the snow may just continue for several hours, especially New York City north and east, and that's where the heavy snowfall could occur in and around New York City, maybe even all the way down to the Philadelphia region Friday night on the back end of this storm. The European model is also very bullish on this kind of a storm. In fact, it was really the first model to point out the potential for this Friday afternoon, Friday night big coastal storm. Let's take a look at the European model right now. Well, here's a quick look at the European model forecast. This is off the Penn State EWAL site for Friday evening. It too has a storm starting off development Friday morning along the eastern part of North Carolina, and then just rapidly intensifies it, even more so than the other models, and moves to a position here by Friday night just off the New England coast. And it puts out some insane amounts of snow in and around the Boston area, for example, on the order of 2 to 3 feet. Now that we're not certainly saying that will happen right now, but obviously it raises a red flag that this could be a potential blizzard for much of New England. And again, the European model is certainly leading the way on this potential major storm for Friday into Friday night for the northeastern part of the U.S. Stay tuned to the SIWeather.com. We'll have updates for the rest of today, as well as, of course, tomorrow. There's still 48 hours to go to this potential big event late in the week. That's it for now. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.